What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and can only imagine what the comment section is going to look on this one. It's about to get wild, and I'm all for it. Please hit the comment section. Let me know how much you do not like this firearm, would never use it, would never carry it, and so on. But on my end, I'm going to talk about why I think this is a great handgun. And I'm also going to speak about how if they just tweaked a couple things, this could potentially be one of their best carry options on the market. And there's, like I said, many reasons for that, but even this gun as is literally not this one. I have the other version of this, the newer version. This is the older version, but the version that I have is the most accurate handgun I have, even though it is a larger bore carry gun. It just lacks one thing. Let's get into it. Today, we're going to be talking about the Springfield Armory XDS Mod 1, but wait for it, in 45 ACP. Oh no, a 5+1 capacity, like no one carries revolvers. Oh no, 6+1 capacity, like no one carries revolvers. We're going to get into it, and today we're going to touch on why I like it, things I don't like about it, which is obviously capacity, and like I said, why this could potentially be one of their best carry guns if they just tweak some things. Now, walking out of the local gun store for this, used, but once again, look at it, used. It obviously went home with someone years ago, never was touched, never was shot, and is a brand new pickup of a handgun that's an absolute gem. Now, handguns like this were huge back in the day. Obviously, now they have stack and a half, double stack, micro 9s, and stuff like that. But if only Springfield Armory made this handgun, they even made this in 40 back in the day. It's obviously discontinued, but they made it in 40. If they made this stack and a half in 40, stack and a half in 9, this gun would be better than the Hellcat, potentially. If they made this stack and a half 45 ACP, this would be a ridiculous carry option, especially for people who live in mag-restricted states. Now, what comes in the box? We got a lock. We have fiber optic replacements, which is nice to have. Can't ever hurt to throw those in. Things I could go without are definitely this wonky holster. I mean, not sure what they did with this one. Let's see. Made in Israel. Interesting. Let's check out the holster real quick. Yep. Nope. That thing's getting tossed. And on top of that, look at the shape. No diddy. I'm going to probably have to cut a flat line right here. Sorry, just noticed that. Probably not my best observation in the world. And then right here we have a mag carrier. And I guess some snap caps, apparently. Didn't even see that. But we have some. Are they Springfield Armory? No, they're A-Zoom. Some snap caps. So if you guys don't know what snap caps are, they have a false primer. And they allow you to fire the firearm and practice with it, train with it, clear malfunctions, whatever you want to do, without hurting the striker. Now, typically, with modern striker-fired handguns, that's not an issue, but still pretty nice to have. I'll take it. Didn't know that came with it. Then we have a different back strap. Probably going to like this one because, typically speaking, I like the back strap to extend a little bit and fit my hand really well. And man, I can't even lie, the ergonomics are on point with this handgun. Once again, this is a discontinued model, but if you find one used, it's a gem, even if it's just a range toy at the end of the day. Will I carry this? Probably, but mainly this will probably just be a range gun for me. Let's go over it. The XDS is a single stack that was put out to compete with the Shield in 45, compete with the Glock 43, compete with the Walther PPS to M2 or M1, which came in 9 and 40. And yeah, basically a single stack that has power. And you know, back in the day, people weren't worried about, you know, all this stuff. They weren't worried about, oh, I need more capacity. They said I need a good, reliable handgun that I can trust my life with. And it's going to go bang every time. Because if I train, if I practice, and if I have situational awareness, chances are I will never be in a situation. But if I do, hoping my instincts kick in. And yeah, if I have 5+1 or 6+1 with the larger mag, I'll be able to land some shots. And 45 is no joke, especially with the right ammo. They also made these in a 4-inch barrel, making it more of like a hybrid style carry gun, while still being extremely thin from the back, no diddy, and, you know, longer in the front, once again, no diddy, holy crap. What am I saying today? Anyways, made in Croatia. For whatever reason, that bothers a lot of people. As if Springfield Armory doesn't make some of the best quality guns on the market. As if Springfield Armory doesn't release stuff like the Echelon, the Kuna, the Hellcat Pro, the Hellcat Pro Comp, the Prodigies, and so on. That have been unbelievable guns all around. The finish, flawless. Just like every other Springfield Armory finish, flawless. No forward serrations. sure some people will complain about that. Sights, 2 white dots in the rear with some texturing, and then a front red fiber optic, which obviously you saw you can swap out for green or whatever the case may be. Now, one thing I will point out is I do own the XD Mod 2 version of this, and because it's such a small handgun, such a small slide, you know, thin barrel, all that, chamber and 45 ACP, you have to swap out the guide rod every like 1,200 rounds or something like that. It's in the owner's manual. If you don't listen, you might run into some issues. A lot of people don't read the owner's manual, which I don't as well, but typically speaking, I keep my guns in good shape and, you know, try to do preventative maintenance and swap out parts and stuff like that. You'll find unlimited holsters for these, unlimited, sights for these, everything. You can really make this into what you want. Like I said, the 9mm version is great as well. I love the XD S series in general. Has a, grip safety on it, just like a 1911. Mags are all stainless, really good quality, like always from Springfield. Not only are they stainless, but they're also affordable, not $50, $60, $70 like SIG, right? 5+1 for a total of 6 rounds, or the other magazines, 6 rounds, 6+1, making a total of 7 rounds of 45 ACP. Comes with a rail. Like Springfield tends to do, they sort of turn the takedown lever into a little gas pedal or, you know, lever for your thumb. Everything just works great on this handgun. If they made this stack and a half in 45, 9+1 capacity, a little bit wider on the grip, I'm telling you, this would be one of the best carry guns. If they made this in 40 again, stack and a half, 10+1, ridiculous. If they made this in 9mm, stack and a half, 11, 12, 13+1. Heck, make it even take Hellcat mags. You're looking at a better shooting handgun than the Hellcat. It's flatter shooting than the Hellcat. It's a little bit heavier, or quite a bit heavier actually, but that really does help with taming recoil. Like I said, the XDS Mod 2 is the most accurate handgun I've ever shot. The Springfield Armory Hellcat, if you've seen all the bench test videos and comparisons, for the barrel size, the Springfield Armory Hellcat is the most accurate gun on a bench in terms of carry guns. Look it up. Watch the proof. It's right there. No one will believe it. Watch the video. It's out there. Great texturing. This is more the grenade pattern texturing, which actually looks pretty cool, but also feels really good. It's not too aggressive, but feels good in the hand. And a lot of people are going to look at this and go, oh, such a small gun in 45 ACP. Recoil is enormous. It's actually not. It's extremely flat to shoot. Springfield Armory makes a really, really good pistol. I don't care what anyone says. Really good pistol. Like I said, this thing's basically brand new. You can't beat something like this. Top of that, if you do have a malfunction, you have these little cutouts right here to rip that mag out if you have to. And on top of this grip safety thing, a lot of people say, oh, you know, that's another option for a malfunction. Well, yeah, that's true. So we're putting a red dot on top of your gun. That's another thing that'll throw off the weight for the guide rods, all that. That could potentially lead to a malfunction. But just run your firearms and you'll be fine. I have so many Springfields. I have the XDS Mod 2. I have the XDS Mod 1, 9mm. I have the XD Mod 2 in 45, or the XDS Mod 2 in 45. I now have this XDS Mod 1 in 45. I have the XD original 9mm subcompact. Like I said, 9mm. I have an XD Mod 2 subcompact in 45. XD Mod 2 9mm subcompact. I have the XD Mod 3, which is like a full size. I have like 4 Hellcats. I have 2 Hellcat Pros. I have a Hellcat Pro Comp. I have Echelon. I could go on and on and on. Sorry, the Hellcat and the Echelons don't have grip safeties. But my point is, all these Springfield guns are reliable. They run. They don't have issues. They are meant to last, built like tanks. Trigger on this, actually pretty good. It's not the lightest thing in the world, but very crisp, clean, extremely accurate. A little bit of over travel. Reset. But trust me, if you ever shoot one of these, you will say, you know what? The recoil is not that bad at all. Now, what would I use something like this for? Yeah, this would be a good, you know, backup pistol, pocket pistol, ankle gun, fishing gun, backpack gun. I mean, there's a million different things to do with a pistol that you bought used for so relatively cheap. Like I said, this thing's in perfect shape. Obviously, we're going to break it down, lubricate it, clean it, take care of it a little bit. And yeah, you'll see this thing out at the range. Because this handgun right here, I know the Mod 2 is at least, is one of my favorite handguns. I do prefer the Mod 1s though, because the way it feels in the hand, the texturing. So this honestly will potentially be one of my favorite handguns. Now, is it carry worthy? Of course it is. Capacity is not the greatest. Obviously, it's not at all. Can't even lie about that. But at the same time, range toy, all day long. This thing absolutely rips, accurate as can be, fast, and like I said, probably one of the most accurate handguns I own. I can shoot my my full-size Glock 45 or my Glock 19 or my Echelon, and I'm going to shoot this thing more accurately. I don't care what anyone says. Within 50 feet, this is a more accurate handgun than those, at least when I shoot. So say what you guys want. Destroy it in the comments. No diddy. Thanks for watching.